Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your love, for your support, for your prayers. God bless you in Jesus' name. So here's a quick juicy news for you again. Putin signs bill giving president lifetime immunity. Russia President Putin on Tuesday signed legislation that will grant former president lifetime immunity once they leave office. The bill, which was published online on Tuesday, gives former presidents and their families immunity from prosecution for crimes committed during their lifetime. They will also be exempt from questioning by police or investigators, as well as searches or arrests. The legislation was part of constitutional amendments that were approved this summer in a nationwide vote that allowed Putin 68 to remain president until 2036. Prior to the bill becoming law, former presidents were immune from prosecution only for crimes committed while in office. Now, a former president can still be stripped of immunity if accused of treason or other grave crimes, and the charges are confirmed by the Supreme Court and constitutional courts. But the legislation Putin signed on Tuesday will additionally grant former presidents a lifetime seat in the Federation Council or Senate, a position that assures immunity from persecution upon leaving presidency. Last month, the pending bills sparked rumors that the longtime Russian leader is planning to step down because of poor health, a claim the Kremlin denied. On Tuesday, the lower house state Duma passed legislation making information about employees of Russia's judicial system, law enforcement and regulatory and military bodies confidential. The bill now requires Putin's signature to become law, a step that is considered a formality. It becomes a day after opposition figure Alexei Navalny said he telephoned an alleged security agent and tricked him into admitting the Federal Security Service, FSB, tried to kill him in August by poisoning. Navalny said he had gained access to the security agent's phone number from nicked logs and travel records. The Kremlin critics later published the agent's alleged address and phone number, actions that would become illegal under the newly proposed legislation. Now, the thing we should note, or let me say for clarity purpose, is that only signed a law granting former Russian presidents, expanded immunity from prosecution. So it's not like for the president of every other nations of the world, but it's just for the nation of Russia. So it is only allowing them to become senators for life in the upper house of parliamentary once they leave the Kremlin. So the new law follows sweeping reforms of Russia's political system initiated by Putin this year. Among other things, it also allows him to run for 2 more 6-year terms in the Kremlin if he chooses. And the legislation was part of constitutional amendments that were approved this summer in a nationwide vote that allowed Putin to remain president until 2030. Yes, I think I've mentioned that earlier on. So he would otherwise have had to step down in 2024. Now, the reform are being passed for clues as to what Puttin, 68, may do at the end of his current term, which is his second consecutive term and his fourth overall. So the former presidents were already entitled to immunity from prosecution for crimes committed while in office, but the new law grants them lifelong immunity and says they cannot be arrested, searched, questioned, or even persecuted. So the new legislation also makes it harder to revoke a former president's immunity. So among other things, the process involves the upper house of parliamentary voting overwhelmingly to revoke it on the strength of accusations by the lower house that the president has committed treason or another serious crime. So this is like an exception to the general law or to the general rule inside into law. So the other law signed by Puttin allows presidents to name up to 30 senators to the Federation Council. The other laws signed by Puttin allow presidents to name up to 30 senators to the Federation Council, Russia's upper house, and to join the council themselves once they have left office. So the lower house States Duma also passed legislation making information about employees of Russia's judicial system, law enforcement and regulatory and military body confidential. So the bill now requires Putin's signature to become law, a step that is considered a formality.